And you can see there, the tee's still standing, so that's a good sign. So if you're struggling with chunking the ball or hitting these high weak fades, then this video is really going to help. Thanks for joining me today. My name's Danny Malcolm. We're here at the beautiful Western Australian Golf Club. And today I've got a great 3-step drill that's going to help improve all of those areas we just discussed, getting you hit some nice flush draws. So if you are new to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. Let's get straight into the video. So first one, all you need for this is just 3 simple aids here. We've got a towel, we've got a tee, and we've got an alignment rod. So we're going to go through a little progression here, and the first one is to help you stop those chunk shots. So we're going to grab your towel. If you're indoors or outdoors, you can utilize this. And what we're going to do here is just place that towel about 2 club heads widths behind the golf ball here. And what I like to do for these thin towels is just layer it over maybe once, maybe twice if you've got a thinner towel. And what that's going to do is just give you some feedback here as we start to progress this drill. So 2 club heads widths behind to start with. And what we're trying to do there is just miss that towel and get that club landing around the golf ball there. Now if you're hitting too far back and hitting those chunky ones, you're going to hit that towel. So this is the first step, the first part of this 3-step drill. So then you can hit some shots here and just get that feeling of missing the towel there. And you know, if you're struggling at first, you can progressively move that slightly further forward just to really help. But that's the first one that's going to give you some feedback for if you get it wrong, you know you're going to be hitting those chunk shots. So great one as well if you're on mats. So that's step number 1 for this drill, and hopefully that will start to improve your strike. What a lot of players do, guys, is when you start to try and hit down on the ball and try and avoid that towel, what I see so often is players then starting to swing more over the top to get steeper on the golf ball. But that then starts to present, yes, you might strike it better, but now you're presenting those pulls, those slices, and those high weak fades we discussed before. So the step 2 to this drill is going to be getting that tee that we had earlier and just placing that in a very tactical position here, just inside the golf ball and halfway between the ball and the towel, but just outside the golf ball there. So now I've now got 2 constraints, 2 things I've got to miss. First, I've got to miss the towel, but second, I've got to miss that tee. So that's going to help me with my path error and get me a little bit more from the inside. So these are just a couple of little drills here, guys, from my ball striking blueprint course. 2.5 hours of phenomenal training there. It's really going to improve your ball striking and fix any errors that you might have. So once we've put the tee in there, we can start to hit some shots and get that feedback. Now, instead of hitting down and missing the towel by going this way, you would clatter into the tee. So you've got to get that feeling of maybe just shifting forward slightly, getting that club more from the inside here, and hopefully we'll start to miss both of these things. And you can see there, the tee's still standing, so that's a good sign, and I missed the towel. So that would be the second progression. Now, for those that are trying to reduce those weak fades or maybe even those slices, now once you've got this pretty solid, then you want to bring in the picture of the shot. So have some feedback of your ball flight now. So this is where step 3 of the drill, we're going to get your alignment rod. We're going to pace that out a little bit in front here, in line with your target line and your golf ball. So I can place that just about 4 or 5 meters out in front here. And that's just going to give me a lovely kind of awareness of where my target is. And I'm going to try and get the ball to start right of that rod and then curve back somewhat. So to do that, I'm going to have my club path coming from in to out, i.e. missing the tee. I'm also going to have to start to get closing my club face as well to get that ball curving back. So now what we can do here, just bring that tee. You may need to adjust that if you're on the grass. If you're not on the grass, you can just put a little head cover there or something soft just in case you do hit it. Just again to give you that feedback if you're on the mats. Now this is step 3 for the drill. So we've got to get the number 1, missing the towel. So I need that nice pressure forward. Number 2, missing the tee. So I'm not coming over to miss the towel, I'm coming from the inside. And then number 3 here, we're going to have to start just to turn that club face over slightly and start to get that more of a draw pattern. So you can see that ball started to the right and just drew in a couple of yards there. And just a great feedback station for anybody who's struggling with chunking the ball or hitting weak fades, because it just tells you straight away. Now if I hit the tee, for example, here, Now I've hit the tee, scissored that thing in half, the ball started left and it spun all the way around that rod, the opposite to what I was looking for before. So just a great feedback station again. If you also hit the towel and the tee, so you're back here where a lot of players are, it just really trains you out of that, guys, and you're not thinking about your technique so much. You've just got a towel, a tee and an alignment rod, progressively building that in there, and you'll start to just adapt how you move, adapt how you deliver the club to give you the ball flight that you want. So guys, I hope that helped. Give it a try. Let me know how you go with that in the comments below. And if you'd like more training to really improve your ball striking like we've done here today, then click the link in the description below for more details of my ball striking blueprint. Guys, thanks again for watching and I look forward to seeing you next time.